here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
The commander is here.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out.
Don't eat. Something got pop your butt.
Yeah. Oh, I can.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is DZ. I have nothing to rhyme with. I thought it'd be easy. Today is April 28th. How's everybody doing? I literally just walked up 4 seconds ago. Hey, we have a poll going on in the chat. What should we have DZ look into for pick a coin? Algorand, XLM, ICP. So Algo's in the lead right now. How are we all doing today? It's the weekend.
Yes.
It is the weekend. Elizabeth Warren, she's trying to cancel me, maybe cancel the truth. Trying to cancel you. She's trying to cancel all of crypto. That doesn't sound good. We don't like that at all. We're going to talk about some regulations. catastrophic collapse to JP Morgan's new little AI tool, and we're gonna have charts with Kelly. And don't worry, I'm gonna try to stop him from steamrolling for 40 minutes. Kelly, I hope you're watching. I'm calling you out personally here. We also have Brian Emery behind the camera right now. What are you setting up right now? We have TikTok going and Instagram. How are we doing? TikTok. Hey, ByteDance employees. Hey, Meta employees. Yeah, we're talking about the Zuck. We're talking about ByteDance. You know, those are great organizations that we love, of course, except for all their surveillance. All right, let's get right into the show, guys. Make sure you are subscribed. 1.45 million. Let's try to get that back up to 4.6. The latest video, Trump going pro Bitcoin and a secret. It's a secret interview that might trump all previous interviews that Ben has done. Guys, do you know any idea about when that might get released? Have we released any details?
I don't think so yet. Nope. But
there's a tweet.
He's gonna be breaking the internet with this one. It's gonna be
whoa. Move over, Miss West. Or I'm sorry, former Miss West. I'm sorry, former Mrs. Davidson. I'm sorry, former Mrs. Ray J. I don't know, the former porn star. You know what I'm talking about. All right, let's make sure you follow me on Twitter, everybody. We are at 40,700. We're gonna do a CT minute a little later. You're gonna want to stick around for that. I got some spice on today's CT minute, plus another classic internet video. Just, you know, just a good feel good. We all like it. I was hoping to talk to Morel. I was gonna maybe wear some merch. I don't have any, but you know what I do have on today? I don't know if you can go full camera. The old school Bitcoin shirt, guys. I got this made like 2 years ago. I still wear it every now and then. But if you want actually cool merch that you're not just going to the steamer guy at the mall who's like ironing on stupid logos, go to hitmerch.com. We got some really cool stuff. I really like the black and gold and the gold and black. I think it looks real dope. All right, now let's get into the crypto markets. Where are we at right now? Are things moving? Are they moving in the right direction?
It's moving in the right direction. I feel like it's pretty chaotic that it resurged after that crash down at 27K so quickly.
Woo! Well, it looks like there was a little bit of a spike 24 hours ago. We were in the green. If we click on the 7-day, we're probably going to see what happened here. So if you click on the 7-day, yeah, we had just hit that little moment. So there's a period, we're right around there where, you know, slightly looks okay. And then very, very boom, quick move to the downside. All right, let's look at the total overall crypto market cap. We are down 1.25%. That's a little bit more than what we want. We're at $1.194 trillion on the crypto market cap. 24-hour volume coming in below 50 billion, but it's pretty close, coming in at 48. Bitcoin dominance 47%. ETH dominance 18.9. I believe both are down slightly. And gas is now coming in at 36 Gwei. All right, let's look at the crypto markets. What's going on? Bitcoin holding above 29,000, 29,100. It looks like it just dipped below slightly. Down 0.75%. It's not the end of the world, but if you're over leveraged, it will feel like the end of the world. We have Ethereum coming in at 1882, down 1%. BNB down 3.25%. Cardano, it was green when everything else was red, but it is still above 40 cents. Will it break below 40 cents? It loves playing around those levels. Dogecoin now coming in below 8 cents at 7.9. That was a place of support way back in 21. So it's looking good. Doge acting a little mature. What is going on with Doge? Why is Doge the mature crypto coin?
That's when we know clown world is here. When Doge starts behaving.
Speaking of clown, if you like clowning around with us at Around the Blockchain, hey, there's a really great show. We have these mugs. What's in DZ's mug? Type in what you think it is.
That's vodka, man.
Drooling over here with some strong water. All right, we have Polygon down 2%, Polkadot down 2%. We're going to be talking about layer zeros on Rate This Niche, and I'll talk to you about me and Johnny's fight that we had over it. All right, let's look at the top gainers. But what I really need to gain is Drew's muscle mass. Why are you looking so weak, bro?
Looking weak? I don't know.
No, you're way stronger than me. I'm kidding. Drew's
right
an Adonis.
I went to Talladega and I fit right in. I'm Talladega large, coming in at 250.66. So I don't know if I want to lose.
Are you 256?
250.
250.
Yeah.
Put it on the camera. Let people see this.
No,
gigantic man of
it's
coming in.
it's mostly in the belly.
That's 1/8 of a ton.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I'm getting thick, you know.
All right. I weighed myself this morning. I'm like 200.6. So you got me by 50 pounds. All right. Let's see. Top gainers, everybody. Let's hit the top gainers. What do we have going on? Hey, looks like ICP. People don't want to look at ICP, but ICP is moving, baby. 6.5%. We have Render up 5%. Pancake up 4%. And then after that, it slows down, coming in under 2 after Conflux. Some of the same names we've seen in a while. But XRP is a new one. And on a red day, when you see XRP turning green, that usually means, I don't want to say usually, oftentimes it means a good week up ahead for XRP. I don't know if that's going to happen now. But hey, if history, it might be one. If Bitcoin moves up, I expect XRP to move up as well. However, we do have some losers. We have Injective. It was one of the top gainers yesterday. Now coming in one of the top losers. We have Frax Share. No, that's not like oil fracking. Frack is down 5.25%. Stacks is down. Graphs
I
is
picked
down.
some up today.
Axe. No, I just want to keep rhyming. What'd you do?
I picked up some graph today.
You picked up some graph. Okay. All right. Getting in, buying the dip, 13 cents. Where was it at an all-time high? I believe February of 2021.
Yeah.
February of 2021, it hit above $2. Okay. So we got in maybe even some wick candles up to 250. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Yeah. If it's hitting 234 on this all-time chart, that probably means it touched briefly around 250. Okay, yeah, you're looking at a 15x roughly, or no, really closer to a 20x, 20x from these levels. So, you know what? It is Friday. I do like to DCA on Fridays. Right. I'm stinging from the cruise, and I don't mean a sunburn. I mean my ass is chapped. Excuse my language, but no, not from the sun. And so I don't know if I can afford to DCA this week. But you know what? I'm gonna buy a little bit. Yeah, I will. You know what? We were also talking about AGIX.
Yes, I know.
Maybe I won't add fiat to that, but maybe I'll go ahead, collect some ADA rewards that I've been collecting for a while because I stake. I have my ADA passively working for me while I sleep so I can earn more ADA. Maybe I'll withdraw my staking AGIX rewards, grab my staking Cardano rewards, combine that into a pool, and then I'll restake all that with 50-50 Cardano AGIX. And then fiat, I'll add some graph. That's probably what I'm going to do today.
Those are some moves.
All right. Those are some moves. All right. And the graph, I just buy mine on Coinbase. Where do you get your graph at?
I get mine on Coinbase too. And basically I'm just using Coinbase as my pseudo bank account. You know, the bank account I come from is a regional bank at risk from everything going on right now. And I feel much, much more comfortable.
I've told you what I do, right? From Coinbase, I go to PayPal. From PayPal, I go to my bank account. And if I do open a business account, I'm just going to lean towards AI. You know, I'm going to say it's like, you know, AI media content, which is true. Because what did we just talk about? AGIX. Guys, this is an AI show. You didn't know?
I don't feel like
Don't ban me, Frank.
AI is going to be such a strong narrative when the mainstream public grasps what ChatGPT is doing and how it's being implemented into businesses. 2 or 3 years from now, people, you know, regular retail is going to be talking about this for some time. So I feel comfortable kind of just getting slight exposure to it before it becomes kind of more mainstream and get positioned ahead of it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do, at least.
We're trying out here, folks. All right. You don't talk about Theta. Oh. You need to talk about Theta. You're missing out. What are we missing out on? All right. Potentially huge gains. All right. Looks like all-time high, roughly pushing around 14. You're looking at a 14x. Well, I spelled out a 20x. No, I don't know. I'm not saying these are my predictions. I'm just saying these are the multiples required to reach all-time high. I don't have any opinion without doing further research on where its new bull run price target will be compared to all-time high. I'm just, you know, just doing simple math here. But yeah, there you go. You got your little Theta shout out. You happy? Are you happy now?
Theta's been an interesting project. I mean, they had a lot of like the Sony partnership that was being floated last bull market, and it's doing something interesting. It might be there. I don't have any, but I've been meaning to get in for a long time, and maybe at 99 cents. That looks pretty attractive under $1. So, because I remember I was looking at it at $5. You know?
Well, Mike George, he doesn't normally tune in. He needs more useful info, less kidding around by the D's and Nader. And by the truth. And so that's why we have this section for you specifically. And that is charts with Kelly.
Yes.
No one brings more alpha per sentence than Kelly does. No one brings more alpha per inch than the truth. But when it comes per sentence, it's hard to beat Kelly. Kelly, I'm sorry, I got another joke. I had to sneak that in. I'm sorry. Let's stick to useful info. Kelly, what do we have going on here? You're damn right I'm a hater. Take over.
You know what? The market's good.
Jesus. Hold on.
Your log?
You're fine.
All
Here's
right.
the turn.
Hey, everybody, the markets are looking quite good today. So,
All right. We don't do that here.
So let me whisper in your ear, baby.
We don't
No,
support
so we got,
ASMRs.
yeah, you don't
Creeps
treat me
and
like the
weirdos.
doggies do. I was snuggling with them. No, the markets are looking good. We gotta realize. I was talking about this on the morning show. Just wrapped up. For everybody that doesn't know, we have a BitLab morning show, 10 a.m. to 11:30 every day, Monday through Friday, right here at youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. But I was just talking earlier today about how important it is for us to understand, if we want to make money in these markets, that there's really only two types of people in the market. There's predator and there's prey. Now, as rough as that may sound, you are either taking opportunity, which means somebody else has capitulated at that level, and you're buying in a zone where somebody else is selling because their emotions are triggered, or you are emotional and you are basically donating your money to somebody else to build their deck, to buy a new boat, to buy new rims for their car, to stack their own sats. And I want to really emphasize for everybody, this week was a great characterization of the need to have strategy and plan in the markets. Because if we come here on the charts, we can see that, if we zoom out, this week felt so scary, but if we zoom out, I know you hear it all the time, but few of us to remember to do this. In the moment we're emotionally triggered, we look at things that trigger us further rather than saying, okay, let me get a bird's eye view. And this is a monthly chart for Bitcoin with Heikin-Ashi candles. And the difference between these candles and the traditional candles, it's very similar shape, but we can see there's a lot more days on these traditional candles than on the Heikin-Ashi. And that's because with Heikin-Ashi candles, you're essentially getting, I don't want to call it an aggregate view, but you're getting, each candle is the color it is based on the average, like where most of the volume was traded during that time period. Because each one of these candlesticks, this is the basics. We got to take it back to basics, baby. Each candlestick, when you're looking, you always need to look at the candlesticks and look at the top left corner of any chart you're looking at to figure out what time period you're looking at. Because if we're looking at the monthly, each candle is 1 month. And so we see this is a lot less noise looking at the Heikin-Ashi candles on the monthly. And we see that we have started, each time we've started an uptrend, we had a small pullback here, but as small as this looks, this was about 100% move back here in 2015. But we started this uptrend. Now on these candles, it looks like we're actually accelerating into an uptrend coming into near the close of April. But if we look on the traditional candles, it's very strong bulls, Morningstar Doji sort of set up here. And then indecision could back, but then continuation could be pulled back. So it's a lot more noise here. And if we actually zoom in on all this, we can see this is a 4-hour chart. This is this week. Everybody's so excited. Somebody bought here, which is the only way these candle prices got up to this level. So somebody bought out of FOMO. They donated liquidity to somebody to take a short, to take advantage of this market to the downside. Somebody was selling, taking profits, or somebody was shorting, making money while this person was left holding the bags. And somebody that buys at these levels typically doesn't have the conviction to hold or add to their position at these levels or these levels. If you're buying here, you're probably selling below your entry. So I want everybody just to be a little bit more patient. And then this here where we get the strong impulse to the upside, we're washing out the longs and the leverage here, cascading liquidations, a little bit of consolidation, and then strong push up, washing out the shorts, and then washing out the longs again. This is shaking out everybody possible. Now, if we turn on the indicators, and by the way, the BitLab trading stack, we've got a bunch of incredible updates that we're bringing here in the next week or so, along with the launch of the new BitLab Academy. This is the new site. You're going to be seeing this here in a moment. Got all these new courses. It's not just, it's like 5X what is in BitLab now. So get involved from the basics to the more advanced stuff. And we're going to be building more and more courses over the course of all this, breaking all this down. But the point is, the BitLab trading stack shows that we had 5 bearish divergences right here. In addition to, if we turn on the craziness of all the lines, we can see we're forming lower highs too. We have a trend line that we've come right into. So even if you weren't sure on these 5 bearish divergences, should I take profit or take a short? Well, you're also coming into a level that is resistance. In addition to this, we can see that we are overheated here with the BitLab significant movement showing very overbought. Now, as soon as the relative extrema peeked its head out from the cloud here, which we can see right there, peeked its head out of the cloud right on the candle before we got the bearish divergences, and we were at a known resistance level. So this was a clear opportunity for smaller time frame traders to take a position, either take profits or a position to the downside. Now, one of the things I do want to, before we go, is that we have essentially, look at this, on the 12-hour and daily and all these above, we have pushed through this EMA ribbon that's part of the market intelligence here. We did try to wash people out, but got right back above this EMA ribbon. You can see it even more clearly here on the daily. We're sitting very comfortably. I mean, we're within the ribbon, but we're sitting still comfortably within it. If we do this level, the level I mean is this long trend line that I have all the way from September 18th, 2022. A lot of resistance. We've used it as support. We found it as support again here. If we lose the 27.5 level, I do think it's very, very likely based on the volume. This window here, this volume gap, Frankie Candles talks about a lot. Definitely check his channel out if you haven't yet. If we lose this level, you can see it's the bottom side of this volume node here, and we're very likely going to do something that I think is quite healthy, which is coming and testing this $25,000 level. And we can see one of the things that's given me a little more bullish sort of narrative here, and I talked about it earlier this week on chain. And by the way, in the courses, we have a whole on-chain data analysis course here, 20 lessons in there, I believe. We can see that with the on-chain data, long-term holders are buying this dip while short-term holders are selling, which this is actually lending to a narrative of strength coming into this level. So even if it does dip, I think that I think bullishness is in the cards for price action, even with the dip. I'm a buyer where I'm at right now. I'm a buyer with what's going on. And so, yeah, that's all I got for you. Just be patient. We're coming into the month. Bit Lab is launching soon. Go get involved. BitSquad 15 at checkout. You can get additional 15% off your first month. But that's what I got.
All right, appreciate it. Looking for those 20 lessons. I saw one on candle making. I can't wait to make some candles, sell it on, Etsy or Pinterest or something, eBay. All right.
You can dip your wick in my wax, baby.
We're not topping that. Kelly.
Touche.
I don't get D's too often, but he got me then. I'm seeing a lot of questions about AGIX. Where do you do it? I figure I'd go ahead and share this. DeFi protocol for Cardano, minswap.org. You're going to want to go there. If I can share the screen here, minswap.org, then you hit launch app, and then it's going to have pairs. First, you need to, make sure you have some, and then you need to add liquidity into a pool. Oh, geez. Come on. Hopefully they'll let me do this without having a wallet signed in. Yeah, then you add liquidity to a pool. Once you add it to that pool, you're going to get liquidity pool tokens. Once you get liquidity pool tokens, you will then farm your liquidity pool tokens here. Let's just pull it up. What are the rewards here? You're going to get MinSwap. You're going to get ADA. You're going to get AGIX. Move, you stupid screen. Rewards are going to be 5.5%. APR is going to be 29.75 on that trading pair. So then you're going to get MinSwap rewards on top of that. But there's other MinSwap rewards where you're going to get 63. So don't expect MinSwap to have a huge pump when you see rewards in the 60s. Anytime you get into the teens or higher, going to have a lot of selling pressure. So don't bet on MinSwap tokens, to get you to millionaire status. I do think it will have some higher highs, but that's going to be a ways away from now. We need Cardano DeFi to get much, much more popular. So I hope that helps out anybody wondering about the AGIX there. All right. Do you stake any on Cardano?
I actually get staking rewards on Coinbase for Cardano.
Yeah,
so
I mean, you end up maybe 1% less on that.
Very basic.
Something nothing crazy.
Very basic. And I didn't even do it by purpose. It just, reminded me, hey, you get staking rewards for this. I was just in it for the Cardano.
Cake reducing emissions by 90% over the next 5 months is good for its price in the long run. Now you're going to have less people dumping it, keeping that price suppressed. All right, let's get into the headlines here. We're going to start with quant analysts. Plan B. Remember Plan B? Plan B was my hero at one point. Says Bitcoin's exponential growth to continue as the halving approaches. He tells his 1.8 million Twitter followers that it will likely follow the stock to flow model again.
Yeah.
And before the year's end, soar more than 588% from its current value. He's given it a target of $200,000. I'm not that bullish. He definitely was wrong last time. Having cycle is going to be very interesting. Or 22 was an outlier, and 23 and beyond will revert to the stock to flow model. Or there's a nonlinear relationship between stock to flow halving and price diminishing return. In my opinion, 22 is an outlier, and exponential growth will continue until we hit 50% adoption. Time will tell. He also predicts Bitcoin's value will be higher through wider adoption of the asset. He estimates that there are just 1 million individual holders of Bitcoin, while noting there are 56 million fiat millionaires in the world. That's a nice bullish scenario. I do love this. There's not enough Bitcoin for every millionaire to have one.
Yeah.
There's not enough Bitcoin for every millionaire to have half of one.
Right.
What does that say to you?
Right. Absolutely. I mean, I thought the very same thing when I first started learning about Bitcoin and 21 million, and then starting to do the math on, because usually millionaires and billionaires, they're much more economically knowledgeable than regular retail. So they'll be getting in on the asset class much before, your average kind of day-to-day citizen. So it's a good metric to keep in mind.
Yeah, pretty good metric. ADA will be the #1 smart contract platform. ETH will move to a store of value. Let me just push back against that narrative. Developers much prefer building smart contracts on ETH over Cardano. Maybe that will change, but that has to change before that can happen. And so you need to think about that. How does that change? Will it change? When does that change? What does it look like when that changes? That's going to mean you go to a DevCon and, right now, 20 out of 20 develop on Ethereum, and maybe one of them also knows Cardano or knows somebody that does Cardano. We need that to switch, and we're pretty far away from that happening. All right, analysts at odds over the Fed and U.S. debt ceilings impact on Bitcoin's price. A political deadlock over the debt ceiling and its potential impact on the cryptocurrency, which is already up 75% in 2023. House Republicans scarcely passed the bill to increase the U.S. debt ceiling. This led analysts already weighing its potential impact on the price of Bitcoin, ranging from extremely bearish to overly bullish, meaning no one knows what it's going to do. Some say up, some say down. In other words, a deflationary recession that Myers believe will force the Fed to return to quantitative easing. Essentially means print more money.
Yeah.
Not really. It means adding more assets, but that means they're going to be using fiat to make that happen. The government has already hit its $31.4 trillion with a T dollar debt ceiling in January, so it theoretically cannot generate more capital until the Senate passes the House-passed bill. Then also has to be signed by Joe Biden. Presenting a similar outlook, analyst TED Talks Macro says extending this debt ceiling would ensure the Fed continues contracting its balance sheet through the ongoing quantitative tightening. That points to lower liquidity and in turn more downside pressure for Bitcoin. So we got people on both sides saying, well, once they do it, they're going to increase spending. Some are saying, oh, once they do it, that means they got to stop. We're going to see at the end. I'm surprised that they're maybe not waiting until a July showdown. I thought for sure they're going to do a July showdown. Is that what you thought?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's pretty shocking to hear that they're not moving forward with it, but I'm not surprised that, we're continually raising the debt ceiling. I mean, I expect we're probably going to have like 50 trillion as a national debt in the next 10 years is what I'm guessing from the conflict. But
Raymond Safadi, a lot of people with these weird Cardano takes. Cardano will remain the DeFi king, period. It's not, though. It is not. And before you say, oh, well, we can click a button on our wallet and, self-custody stake. Self-custody stake does not equal DeFi. And so when you're looking at the numbers there, Cardano is just a very, 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 very small fraction of Ethereum. That being said, I'm very bullish on it overall. I'm just, I'm trying to give you guys some vitamins with your fruit roll-ups here.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of roll-ups. All right. Catastrophic collapse in American standard of living incoming as global de-dollarization takes hold. Economist Peter St. Onge, I believe, he issued a major warning of the fate of the U.S. dollar and the quality of life in America. I'm going to go ahead and just ascertain what he's talking about here. Right now we have, let's just for easy numbers, we're going to say we have $1 trillion US floating around, and they all have this certain value, and there's a buying and selling pressure with the dollar, right? And how much gold you can get, how many Chinese yuan you can get, how much lumber you can get. So all these people that are in Japan, Germany, Russia, China, Norway, all these other countries, they are holding dollars. Now, imagine replace dollars with Bitcoin. Imagine if all these people just started dumping their Bitcoin on the market. What would that do to the price of Bitcoin? It would make it pretty bad. And then you American citizens that are holding Bitcoin, your Bitcoin then can buy less things. Before, man, Bitcoin could buy me, a single wide trailer. Now It can't even buy me a used car.
Yeah.
Or it can buy me a used car, but it can't even buy me a new car. And so when the other countries start dumping their dollars, oh, it's 80% of our foreign reserves. Now it's 70%. Now it's 40%. Now it's only 10%. That's going to create selling pressure of the dollar, making you more poor as an American citizen. You're an American citizen and your assets are tied to dollars and you have some fiat in a bank account. Your $1,000 is now, you're not going to see this in an inflation chart. You're not going to see this said by Jerome Powell, but your $1,000 just became worth a little bit less because everybody in, the Bank of Japan dumped it.
Yeah.
And so as they get rid of holding a bunch of dollars, it makes Americans more poor. And it is one of the bad things that's going to happen as they get into a de-dollarization. It's an untold thing. They don't like saying. It's not going to be popular for a politician to say, yeah, Russia just dumped all their U.S. dollars. Now you at home are more poor. They're not going to acknowledge that, but that is the real thing. DZ moving from a single wide to a double wide on the next bull run. I grew up in a trailer. I was trailer trash, if you want to call it that. It was grew up in those things. I had some poor folk stories from my childhood, but that's for another episode. All right, let's talk about Senator Warren and Senator Marshall delay reintroducing crypto bill due to lack of sponsors. When are we going to start bribing politicians like the big banks? They pushed back reintroducing their anti-money laundering bill in an effort to recruit more co-sponsors, according to two people familiar with the matter. It looks like we did a good job in messaging, hey, this isn't about crypto. This is about freedom. This is about privacy, and this is about them taking it from you. And I think we got that message out successfully. And people don't want to touch that bill with a 10-foot pole. Because guess what? It's going to be a poison pill for your constituents.
Yes.
All right. Industry members were expecting a revamped version of the bill to debut on the floor this week, but two insiders shared that the senators have delayed reintroduction because they want to find more co-sponsors. The latest version of the bill text, which isn't public, includes the same language opponents originally found troubling, according to documents obtained by Blockworks. Bill opponents argue that it goes too far. The expectations being put on the industry are unattainable, especially wallet providers. Chamber of Digital Commerce said earlier this week in response to the bill. Yeah, they want to shut down. This is that bill will kill crypto in America. It'll make it impossible for you to offer any kind of wallet services, any kind of DeFi services. And essentially, they've already proven that they don't want you to even get clarification or any kind of regulation. This is just going to be more of that and make it much, much worse. All right. She is completely out of touch with what blockchain and crypto are. Sad. I think she portrays that. But so there's two things, and I always say this: stupid or liar. I heard it from Corolla first. Stupid or liar. Here, I think she's being a liar, not stupid. So I think she's completely in touch with what blockchain and crypto is, and that freaks her out. No, I'm sorry. That freaks out her donors. And so she's going to pretend, maybe not pretend to be stupid, but she's acting stupid. Really, she's being a liar, though. That's what I'm taking away from this. I think you are too. Because we're probably able to read between the lines here. I didn't mean to do that to you folks. I'm not, no. We love the BitSquad. In fact, where are we at on the likes?
We're at 550. We need to pump these numbers up. We need to fight back against the YouTube algorithm. Numbers. We need to send this. So send it to
full
your
send,
neighbors.
baby.
Full send.
Full send. Let's full send it. All right. Let's see. AI tool created by JP Morgan analyzes Fed speeches to signal trades. I kind of like that. It's an AI tool to analyze the statements and speeches to detect potential trading signals. It'll give them a way to detect policy shifts that could provide the bank with a heads up on trading signals. Preliminary applications are encouraging. They're expected to raise its interest rate by another 25 basis points next week. In an annual letter to shareholders earlier this month, Jamie Dimon revealed they have over 300 AI use cases in production. I think that's just going to front run traders by seconds, and that's going to be enough because you're going to have people, very smart people at the top of these hedge funds, at the top of these banks, and they're going to be, they're listening with headphones to what Jerome Powell's saying, and they're saying, this is a hawkish stance, and then they're going to type something, and then they're going to execute a trade, and then, that's going to take 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 35 seconds. You have AI do it. Now you're doing it in 0.03 seconds. You're going to front run that guy and then be able to accrue more value than that late trader. So, I mean, that's pretty smart. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it just seems really natural. What's interesting is to think about, the implications of AI, actually handling long and short trading and things like that. Like is AI going to have competing opinions about where the markets are going to be at a point, or is it going to be a concise you know, one opinion for AI on where the markets are going to go. Because if it's only one opinion, then the value of trading stops if everything's moving in the same direction. So it's an
Yeah.
interesting
Well,
concept.
if everything's moving in the same direction, then it becomes a matter of who got on the bus first.
Right.
You know, who caught that wick at the very bottom? Who's the first person to jump on the racetrack? Then, you know, they're going to be the ones getting all the gains. Remember Real Men of Genius?
Oh, that was such a
God, that's a memory. That's a core memory unlock. So good job, Redman. You did a fantastic MTV Cribs, by the way. Some say the best MTV Cribs was Redman's. All right. Coinbase calls, because he lived on a couch. Coinbase calls for open dialogue in response to SEC Wells notice. We've been talking about this story. This is them basically putting, you know, they're trying to put them to the fire here and say, hey, you really need to let us know what is going on with this Wells notice issued by the SEC. They're hit with this on the 23rd as they ramped up its war on crypto. Brian Armstrong joined his colleague here, just trying to fight the good fight.
That's right.
Stating that the firm is committed to working in the regulatory perimeter. However, he said a clear market structure is needed, added, Wells notice at this stage, when there's not a clear rule book, is not constructive and is not good for America. We are prepared to defend that position in court, but it doesn't have to come to that. It doesn't have to be that way.
Yep.
We don't have to be adversarial. You don't have to spit in my face. Why are you spitting in my face? Said Brian Armstrong. And I agree. Why are they spitting in his face? Why do they want to kill it? Because it freaks out the big banks.
I am so happy to see that story. Remember when I was ranting and, you know, kind of demanding that Brian Armstrong grow a pair and move against the SEC with offense. And it's just cool to see him fighting back and standing up for our chance to be part of crypto in America. It's meant a lot to see that coming from him. So. All
right. Someone with the super chat. What do I think about Arweave versus Filecoin? Thank you for the, you know, just sort of the good words. What is, I'm trying to think. I have strong opinions on Filecoin, but I want to see a little bit more about Arweave. Aren't they supposed to have what is it like at the front or something? Or is that like about at the markets, tokenomics, historical data? Oh, for this coin, currently not available.
All
right. What do they market themselves as?
Okay.
The Arweave ecosystem, join us there, community operated. Okay, so you got to go there. And then from here, 84, first truly permanent information storage network backed by a sustainable endowment. Okay, so they're essentially doing the same thing. It looks like, okay, they're talking with Lens protocol. I'll say this, I lean heavily towards Metcalfe's law, which is the power of a network is equal to the power of its nodes squared.
Yeah.
Dumb way or smart way of saying more users equals higher likelihood of success. I think Filecoin has a head start, but so maybe hedge your bet. Maybe I would do a 80% Filecoin, 20% Arweave. That's if I wanted to have both. But me, I'm only in Filecoin. I'm not in Arweave. But hey, I'm not saying it won't gain harder.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. It'll be easier to just have network effect. There's a reason why AWS kind of controls everything. Once you get above 51%, it's easy to get up to 80 and it's easy to keep it in the high numbers. Easy 50x for Filecoin. I sure hope so. I got a little bag of it.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see.
All right, we did the AI where we got the Brian Armstrong. We got Gensler's goldfish theory on crypto compliance. Oh, what is going on with this guy? Seen here smirking as the third grader school bus passes their stop.
God.
The regulatory environment for crypto in the U.S. is leading some companies to swim offshore.
What a great pun.
Knee slapper. But that doesn't make them fish in Gary Gensler's eyes. The regulatory boss likens crypto's compliance conundrum to calling a dog a goldfish in order to skirt leash laws. Okay, I mean, what are they just like? How many metaphors and can I throw into each sentence here?
Yeah. It's getting weird.
Here's a quote. It's getting weird. Here's a quote from Gensler. It doesn't matter if you call yourself onshore or offshore. If you make securities available to American investors, you must comply with American laws. The law is clear, said Judge Dredd as he shoots somebody for eating food with salt. What if Gary Gensler is Satoshi, taught at MIT? Highly unlikely.
Yeah, I would say that.
I still think it's Hal Finney. I haven't seen anything that's pushing me away from that opinion. And the more I learn about it, the more I'm pushed into that opinion. But no one knows. No one knows. He might have been one of several people. The SEC has taken a more aggressive posture towards crypto in recent months. The agency recently gave Coinbase official notice that it was target of an investigation. That's the Wells notice, for example, and sued Bittrex for allegedly operating an unregistered securities exchange. Look, he's just a goof.
Yeah.
He's a goober. He's a goofball. And, you know, we're seeing more and more tweets of his speeches from 2018, 2019 at MIT, where he's saying, oh, yeah, most crypto are commodities. And, you know, he's basically saying the exact opposite of what he's saying as a SEC chief. So hopefully his prior comments can be brought up in the court of law. I would love to see Brian Armstrong on one side of the courtroom, Gary Gensler on the other side of the courtroom, and then the lawyers playing Gary Gensler's own words and using Gary Gensler's own words against the SEC. I would love to see that. I don't know if it'll be admissible, though. I'm not a legal expert. Maybe Haley Lennon or someone in the chat can help us out with that. But how awesome would that be? Have the SEC, I know Gary Gensler wouldn't be like sitting there, it'd be SEC lawyers, but how awesome would it be to have speeches of Gary Gensler used against the SEC headed by Gary Gensler?
100%. That is going to be the clip of a decade, you know, for crypto in the US when he gets caught up in that. And I think he's going to be tripping up all over his Johnson when they do bring it up, because it's coming. So
funny how everyone ignores Homeland Security admitting that they met with the 4 original cypherpunks that dealt with cryptocurrency. And on that note, that's one of the things that also makes me think is Hal Finney. Hal Finney was one of those 4 people, and Hal Finney died of a very rare disease shortly after that. And we have known, just look up Jack Ruby. Just look up Jack Ruby. We've been able to do things with diseases since the 60s. I can only imagine what they could do today. I don't know if he had something natural happen to him, but it's just so rare, it almost makes the easiest explanation almost seem something pretty dark and sinister. I don't know, though. I know you're picking up what I'm putting down here.
I am. I'm smelling what you're cooking.
Do you know about Jack Ruby?
No, I haven't dug into Jack Ruby. I do feel like Hal Finney was at least part of the board for, you know, creating Bitcoin. Or
Jack Ruby, of course, shot Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald was, you know, known to be a shooter, if not the shooter of JFK, and Jack Ruby shot him. Well, Jack Ruby had someone visit him in jail. That person that visited him in jail was the same person that gave Johns LSD at all those CIA acid experiments.
Oh my God.
And he was also connected with a different thing where they gave acid. So that guy saw Jack Ruby in jail, and then Jack Ruby went clinically insane, hiding underneath his table, screaming people were out to get him.
Oh my God.
And then he died of a pretty rare disease, I think cancer, within a year at a very young age.
You're stacking more coincidences on top of my brain.
Yeah, so when all these coincidences start happening, you know, there seems like, oh, maybe there's a simple explanation that explains everything. We went way off on a rabbit hole about Hal Finney. I apologize, CIA. We love the CIA. We love all the alphabet agencies.
Maybe
here.
the best.
Well, I think everyone knows about Jack Ruby, but what happened to the last 2 years of his life, I think that's not many people know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of alphabet agencies.
Yes, I know. What a great segue.
FBI raids home of former FTX exec Ryan Salame, New York Times. This was one of the people that was like pretty high up there. I think he got paid like 10x what Caroline Ellison was paid.
Yep.
The FBI searched the home of the executive earlier today. Took place 7 a.m. in Potomac, Maryland. That's another weird thing.
A lot of things happen in Maryland.
Yeah, really close to this epicenter.
All
right, the raid comes amid a long-running federal investigation into the collapse of FTX, which fell apart last November in quite dramatic fashion. Sam Bankman-Fried has been indicted by U.S. prosecutors, currently sitting in his parents' house playing League of Legends. That's real. He's not in jail. He's at house arrest at his parents' mansion. And a group of FTX insiders have all struck cooperation deals as the process moves forward a formal trial here. So what's going to happen with that? I think that's one of those things we've said, similar to Bernie Madoff. The scope of this criminal investigation is going to be so long, we're not going to see anything super soon. Look at this as Ripple. This is going to take years. Don't expect anything soon. That's just my 2 cents. All right, and we're going to get into the CT Minute, brought to you by Stake. I was on stake.us last night, me and Kat. Could have walked away. I did 16 bonuses, which is like really irresponsible. Some you can go as low as $8. Most of them were like 20. Most were 20. 16 of them could have walked away $30 richer. We played some more, lost some. It's my fault. It's my fault. All right. CT Minute brought to you by Stake. CT minute.
Hmm.
Ooh.
We need like a jingle.
What are your thoughts on Don Henley as a rocker?
Don Henley, who is he with?
Lead singer of the Eagles. One of the singers of the Eagles also did New York Minute, which is
Dude,
what I was doing.
anyone with the
hit them when
Eagles-
they're up, hit them when they're down.
All you
Hit
had
'em-
to say,
I hate that song.
All you had to say was the Eagles. I'm in. Say no more. I
Really?
love the Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don Henley gets on my nerves a little bit. Hit them when they up, hit them when they down. And it's like weird noises of like barrels, like I'm watching a Blue Man Group song. I don't know. Anyways. All right. Again, we're getting distracted. JPEG Junkies tweeted this out 19 hours ago. The Junkies Council has been in place for more than 2 weeks, but we're working hard behind the scenes to bring you more utility. We just got staking with the Cardano Crocs Club. So if you want to get a JPEG Junkie, go to jpeg.store, type in junkie. You'll see them coming up. Me waiting for the meme coins to lift my bags. This is 15 seconds. This is a real technology that existed at one time. Come on, SOV! Come on!
Hopefully he brought a parachute. Oh, he goes back into the airplane.
He gets like pulled in like a.
Okay.
And then I just tested my mutant. Just got this. I'm gonna try to join a little thing, but yeah, like it has me blinking, raising my eyebrows. All right, now let's get to the likes. Yes, I do have that little cool dose of internet for you today. Don't worry, don't worry. This week is just halfway through. We've seen 8 huge announcements in AI. This was yesterday. This was yesterday. So this was on Thursday. Apple enters AI, Replit became a $1 billion company, Mobile Auto GPT, Yelp AI and Search, TikTok AI avatar, Secrets and Chat GPT, Boston Dynamics GPT, Dog Robot now can talk, Hugging Face Chat GPT alternative. That's the thing, people making out with freaking robots and stuff. Here's what you need to know. Guys, this is 4 days.
Right.
4 days. I've talked about technology progresses in centuries, then decades, then years. Now we're at days and hours. It's just more proof, guys. I'm really just trying to stress that things are moving very, very quickly.
Yes.
This one's for Drew.
Oh, okay.
How does this work? Is this all just, is this right-wing nothing burger? Help us out. This is just our leader has, it's not real press. He knows who to call on. He knows they have a pre-made answer. He has a preconceived answer. I'm sorry, they have a pre-made question. He has a preconceived answer that, they found proof of it. Doesn't seem great, right?
No.
Yeah, a lot of people like it. Okay, here we go. Classic internet video. Oh, look at him. All right, he has a little Nerf gun. You see the Nerf gun. He's going to shoot her in the back of the leg.
Shoot.
Oh, man, it's so bad. 16 seconds. All right, we're replaying in 1, 2, 3.
This is literally a video from inside of my house. Like my
Oh,
boy.
and
This
he
is-
runs. That's the best part. His
No.
reaction. All right, you watch her now. Watch him.
He's got a stance too. He's got the good, he's
He just runs
dominating.
downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was ready. He looked like he was defending Iwo Jima or something.
This my boy does the exact same thing to me. Out of the blue, I'll be sitting there making him dinner, and he'll come up and just dust me out of nowhere, and then lock himself in the bathroom. Unbelievable. Very rude. Very rude.
All right, and then let's see. After that, okay, then we have the last one. I did that one under ice bag. So that's what we got. Okay, all right, I got one more. This is Mind Your Biz. We love Seth. Accurate. I replied to something. I'll go to the top first. Some of my favorite builders, they make it look easy. We love Adam Charles. Adam, there's a shout out to you. I'm trying to throw you some love here. Adam Charles does a whole lot with the crypto influencer guy. He's like behind the scenes with award shows. That's him right there. Some of my favorite people. Pay no attention to Adam's baggy suit pants. That's him right here. And so I had to reply with this. I had to reply with the kingpin.
I mean, that's striking resemblance, really.
Sorry, Adam. We love you, Adam. I have a funny Adam story, but I feel like I've already gone off the rails too much. Just remind me to tell you the funny Adam story with Bitcoin Miami 2022. Maybe I'll wait for Bitcoin Miami 2023 and I'll share the funny story. It's pretty good. All right, where are we at right now? We are at crypto regulations.
Crypto regulations. Absolutely.
Okay. Where
something
crypto can grow. Digital asset regulations around the world. Many countries have sped up their efforts to regulate crypto following crisis-filled 2020, but most, including America, still lack clear framework for crypto to build around. As it becomes bigger part of the global economy, more and more governments are exploring ways to regulate it and construct rules for the firms operating in the space. But below is a breakdown of regulations, different countries worldwide, and whether they can provide clear rules for industry to be built around if they're hostile or if they just lack clear regulation. Bahamas, desirable, friendly tax policies and transparent framework. Brazil, they had a crypto law signed December of last year, which legalized using it. Also, Warren Buffett has investments in Brazilians or Brazil's largest bank, which has a lot of Bitcoin utility. Canada, first country to approve a Bitcoin ETF. Okay, seems somewhat friendly here. Requires all trading platforms to register. For the most part, pretty clear. Cayman Islands, similar to the Bahamas. El Salvador, obviously, first one to recognize Bitcoin. They're going to be very friendly. Japan, clear regulatory framework, places strict standards on crypto exchanges. Also know that Cardano chose to do their ICO in Japan. So Japan meant customers could fully withdraw all their funds following the collapse. Okay, a requirement to segregate exchange and customer assets, FTX.
Yeah.
Mexico, central bank, broad powers to regulate it. And Switzerland, all right, these are the hostile ones. I'm not going to go over Afghanistan, Algeria, Bangladesh, Bolivia, China, Egypt, Morocco, Nepal. Here's the ones that just don't have any kind of clear framework: Australia, Hong Kong, India, Russia, South Korea, United Kingdom, and of course the U.S. So
Some of the big
we need to
ones.
just get that a little bit more clear. We need clear eyes is awesome.
It's
Well, clear
interesting.
laws are too.
Like the biggest countries are the ones that are completely unclear right now. And then you see some of these young up and coming or second, third world actually trying to reach into it a lot faster than the mainstream countries. But it makes sense. They have more money. They're worried about more moving parts. It's a slow walk into tokenization. So.
Top G brings up a good point. When you live in a country and they add more rules or laws than they remove, you're going to trend towards authoritarianism.
Yeah.
And so America, we just have so many rules, and then every congressional session they're adding more, and every year there's more, and every year there's more state laws and there's more local laws. And sure, you might have first 3 months of Trump's presidency, we rolled back more than we made. Yeah, you might have like little blips, but we're trending up, up and to the right.
Yeah.
And if you continue that, it's going to lead to an authoritarian regime, and there's no other way around it. And I tend to agree. Sure, it might take, where are we at? 300 years almost? 1770. We're at 250 years almost. So yeah, sure, it might take 270 years, 250 years, but eventually you're going to just have an authoritarian regime. And it looks like maybe we're seeing some of that. So yeah, Bahamas, Cayman Islands, they don't have this whole gridlock of laws holding them down, chaining them down, making them unable to transact with Bitcoin. They're just more free than we are.
Yeah.
All right. Bored Ape creator, where my monkeys at? Bored Ape creator Yuga Labs dominates NFT sales with 35% share. Huge amount. I'm actually surprised it's not higher. They more than a third of all NFT trading volume. This is over a 6-month period from October to March of 23. This is according to DAP Radar. They're pretty legit. They also have CryptoPunks. They have MeBits, Mutant Apes. Other side, they have the Vessels, the Land Deeds, and of course the titular Bored Apes. They created or owned projects, collectively generated more than $2 billion worth of trading volume over the last 2 quarters combined, representing 34.6 of the total crypto market cap or trading volume there. They lead the PFP market with the floor price tag of 51 ETH or about $100,000. So yeah, they always hang around 100,000. CryptoPunks also hang around 100,000.
Yeah.
When we get bullish, I can see Bored Apes maybe hitting 300K again. That's where they hit before. My Mutant hit 120 right before an airdrop, held it like an idiot, rode it all the way down. Maybe I could see that hitting 80, 100 again. I don't know. And you know what? If it does, I probably won't sell because I'm an idiot. All right. Let's see. What else do we got? Neobank. Okay. Neobank introduces soulbound NFTs for wallet holders KYC information. Soulbound, of course, is just going to be an NFT that is tied to you. And think of it as just kind of like a license that lives in your wallet that will tie it to you. So they're working with that. I'm pretty bullish on that in the long run. So Neobank introducing that. It's going to be it's a New York based Neobank is seeking to improve people's basically their use of crypto here. So all right, cool. It's the Cogni Soulbound NFT.
I wanna do pick a coin. The audience, they were thinking we should.
What one?
Algorand. That's the one that they want to look at, and I'm actually pretty curious because, I mean, it's not seeming to have moved since that SEC move against Algorand, really. So
What do you think about Hillary Clinton liking Algorand?
Al Ghazi.
Sorry, Clinton Foundation.
I will never forget Al Ghazi. You know what I mean? It's burned into my head. But I'll never invest in algo, but I hope that people that are invested in it do really well. So, you know, it's just a personal choice on mine. No shot against the entire project. I'm sure they're trying to do great things. But yeah, anything with Clinton involved, I'm out. I'm on the other side of the planet.
All right. Well, they had a pretty botched launch. That's kind of well known at this point. They admit it. They changed their tokenomics in response to the botched launch. I have the all-time chart here. You can see, you know, it has never reclaimed these levels. Started around went above 3, then fell all the way down into you know, over 90% drawdown there. So it looks like maybe even wicked down below 20 cents there. So huge amount drawdown there. And then, you know, just like most coins, it had a nice little bull run. And here is something I've talked about before. I want to talk about again. I am more bullish on coins that set a second high in November, October, November, than I am on coins that couldn't reclaim its all-time high in April, May. So a lot of coins, when Bitcoin hit 61, that was its all-time high. When Bitcoin hit 69, it couldn't reclaim that. I don't know what the overall message is with that, but I'm kind of taking that as just a broad heuristic, a broad metric that maybe will be harder to climb a third time. I'm not saying there's any scientific basis to this. This is literally just a trend that I'm noticing, and I'm just going to kind of double down on this little strategy. In fact, let me take that word back. It's not a strategy. I'm shooting darts into the darkness here, okay? So just take that with, you know, with what it's worth. Take that with a grain of salt here. So I am slightly bullish on November all-time highs. That being said, yeah, I do think there's potential upside here. Hillary Clinton or Clinton Foundation being involved with Algorand, it's not going to be good when it comes to crypto ideals, but I think it will be good when it comes to VC money investing in it. And to me, that is a you know, bullish narrative. I have a little bag of Algorand. I don't know if I'll add a whole bunch, you know, compared to a Filecoin, a AGIX, a Graph, but I'm definitely not selling right now. I have no plans of selling. You know, this is a 1 to 2 year hold for me. So that is my 2 cents on Algorand. But let's just look at the tokenomics real quick. Circulating supply 7.2 billion. Max supply is going to be 10 billion. Total 7.4. So we don't really have that much tokens being dumped here. A lot of people. It is centralized though. Let me say that there's operator nodes and then there's relay nodes, and I might be wrong. I didn't study up on it, so I'm not sure if I have that jargon correctly. But one. Anybody can do it. You can do it. I can do it. And yay, Algorand, we're decentralized, right? Because you got a node and I have a node. That means we're decentralized. No, there's relay nodes on top of those nodes. There's only 140 and they're handpicked by the Algorand Foundation. So that's why it's a little centralized. But VCs like that. Big money likes that. There's going to be a lot of millionaire and billionaire donors that hear Clinton, and they're going to be like, whoa, I want to put all my money into this coin. Then there's going to be people like Drew. They hear Clinton. They're going to want to put no money into this coin. I tend to think the first group will outweigh the second group when it comes to moving the needle price-wise. Because for every 50, it'll take a lot of Drews to equal that one millionaire that gave a Soros-backed NGO $10 million.
Yeah, usually people with virtues are much less financially stable than tyrants. So, you know,
it's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. All right, so that's my 2 cents on Algorand. Let me know what you think about that. All right, we're gonna get to another section here, brought to you by Stake, and that is the XRP moment. Oh wait, do we have NFT corner? Oh, that was the Bored Ape.
We hit it early. You're going,
guys. I failed.
Hold on.
I don't even know how to run a show, and it's right there. It's right there. It's spelled out for me. Spelled out. And I still couldn't do it.
That's the way it goes.
Am I this now?
Where?
Am I that? Am I canceled?
No, you're not canceled.
All right, good. Thanks. Thanks for sticking around, everybody, because I'm going to have a DZ moment of wisdom here. I'm going to be talking about leverage. All right, that'll be imminent, though, minutes away. All right, Ripple has bought nearly $11 billion in XRP since the SEC lawsuit. Ripple once again sold more XRP than it bought last quarter, but not by much. All right, so they bought nearly 11 billion. I guess they sold more than 12. They continue to pour billions of dollars into its own cryptocurrency, spending almost 2.6 billion on the token last quarter. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, since the SEC lawsuit of December 2020. Okay,
Gotcha.
I was thinking, I saw quarter right there. Yeah, the lawsuit started in 2020. Okay, that threw me off for a second there. Sorry, folks. All right, man, this word stuff, man.
I
These
know.
squiggly lines, it's tough,
I know.
guys. It's tough.
Yeah.
Help me.
Well, and this XRP
The
lawsuit,
kids, leg hair. I don't know why I did his voice all of a sudden.
it's just like when the lawsuit first broke, there was no way I imagined it was going to last 3 years. You know, and as we get closer and closer now, I almost feel like we're going to be going to the Supreme Court for another 5 after, you know, seeing their delay tactics and just how corrupt things are looking. So it's unfortunate.
Outlaw Silverado, Algo has so much utility. The FUD is unreal in this chat, especially crypto. Steve's got them strong opinions.
He does.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath right now, but stop fudding so much. So much potential. Yeah, I think the tech is pretty strong. I will say that. I like the tech, and I think big money will love the 140 relay node operators and the Clinton connection there. But yeah, I mean, if you do some research, there's only 140 handpicked node operators there. All right, back to XRP though. The firm, still embroiled in a tense SEC battle over the security status of XRP, netted slightly more by selling XRP over the counter, pulling in more than 2.9 billion throughout Q1. That means Ripple directed cash equal to 88% of its quarterly sales revenue toward buying the cryptocurrency on second markets. Spent 6% less than the previous period. Okay, that is a probably overall bullish strategy here. So what is this strategy? What is over the counter? What does this mean? It means they have a millionaire come up to them and say, I want to buy $10 million worth of XRP, but I know as soon as I clear the order books of these exchanges, it's going to skyrocket the price. And my first million, I'm buying at 50 cents. The second million, I'm buying at 53 cents. The 8th million, it's 70 cents. You know, they're sitting there, they're buying it all up. So people do OTC deals because there's going to be someone who wants to sell, but they don't want that first million to sell for 50 cents, second million to sell for 47 cents, third million, you know, it goes on and on. So you're in this weird dance where you get someone that wants to sell, but they don't want to move the price down. You got someone that wants to buy, they don't want to move the price up. So they meet in the middle and they say, hey, what's the market value at? Maybe add a little bit, subtract a little bit percentage-wise, and let's go ahead and make a deal. And it doesn't affect order books on exchanges. Order books on exchanges are what dictate a price. Clears out 50 cents. Guess what? You got to pay 51 cents. You clear that out. So that's just kind of the broad strokes of that right there. So what they're doing is someone comes in OTC and says, I want $10 million worth of XRP. You know what they're doing? They're putting $1 million in the bank, and then they're going to the market and they're market buying $9 million up. And so, I mean, it's similar to the HEX strategy, which is a bullish strategy. And I'm not pointing any fingers on what's good, bad, longevity. You know, I'm not saying anything on an opinion. I'm just saying typically that leads to good price action rather than, you know, just pocketing the 10 million and not market buying anything. So the fact that they're market buying on exchanges is bullish for the price. And I'm not saying this is for sure, but it might make you think they're bullish on the long-term potential of their coin.
Yep. They have conviction. That's what it shows me.
They have conviction.
That's what
it makes you
like.
think they probably have conviction. I'm not saying that for sure because guess what? Maybe they dump everything the third quarter of this year. I don't know. I'm leaning towards that they won't, and then this is more of a long-term hold. But start watching what they're doing 2 years from now. You know, start watching those quarters pretty closely.
Right.
Ripple has now spent almost 11 billion on buying XRP since they filed charges against the firm and its executives December 2020. They allege historic sales constituted a 1.3 unregistered securities offering, $1.3 billion. This activity has since resumed, and the company expects to continue to undertake purchases as on-demand liquidity adoption grows. So they're signaling, we're going to keep buying. We're going to keep buying. I'm not effing selling. That's what they're selling.
That came to my mind. Wolf of Wall Street moment.
Yeah. So it makes me a little bit more bullish on their price. Ponzi strategy works to make money for some, dumps on most. If they dump. Web3, if they dump. What if they don't? What then? Right. What then? What if, you know, it's all for legacy biz dev developments like, yeah, we're going to give Apple $1 billion worth, but then Apple's not going to dump it, you know? So it's like, I don't know, you know, just say, hey, just because that is a, what did you say? A Ponzi-like move doesn't mean it is, you know, overall. Like if they end up holding it, then it's no longer a Ponzi-like move. If they dump it, yeah, it's a Ponzi-like move, but maybe they're going to hold it. I'm just saying, you know, it does seem to be a good strategy. What's going to happen in the long run with XRP? I think it goes up if they win, it goes down if they lose. Watch other channels though if you want like exact price targets of support and everything like that. But I have a little bag. Drew, you have a little bag?
I am
Big bag?
well invested in XRP and have been since flu season.
Okay.
I got in at like 17 cents. You
Okay.
know, the reason I got into it is just the overlap of like their interns and people that worked at Ripple that were put in place at different central banks, and then Rosie Rios joined in the board. So I see a lot of overlap between the actual Ripple organization and central banks across the world for the last 3 or 4 years. So as watching that, I just figured position. It's about 10% of my portfolio, but I'm definitely at the. I can't get lucky if I ain't at the fair. So I'm definitely in there.
This is actually kind of a good question. A lot of people are bullish on Algorand's tech. Like I said, I do think it is good tech. Why go with a community coin or a meme coin over a coin with real use? Same reason I bought Doge under a penny. I think it's going to go higher.
Yeah.
It's not because I believe Doge should be the currency of Mars. No, it's like, I think it's going to go above 10 cents. I think it's going to go up. So I want to sort of do it. Did you collect Garbage Pail Kids? I was a little bit young. I was into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 88, 89. So like 4 years old. The toy I remember was G.I. Joes and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All right, guys, I'm going to end it. Let me know if you have a quick Q&A. Let's just give a quick lesson on leverage, not leverage trading. Go to Frankie for that. I'm talking about Archimedes. You know what Archimedes said?
No, tell me.
Give me a long enough lever and I can move the world.
Oh.
And that is a true statement. You give me a long enough lever, that much pressure can move the world.
I love it.
And we live in an age of infinite leverage. This is all from Naval Ravikant. I'm not saying anything new here. Before there was leverage, the first leverage of a Homo sapien was picking up a club and leveraging the power of his fist against an enemy.
Yep.
And now we have moved beyond that. Now there's human leverage, capital leverage. And so that's what existed in the 50s. That's how the old class of billionaires got rich. That is how the Henry Fords got rich. That is how Warren Buffett got rich. But then there's been a new class of leverage, and that is infinite leverage with zero cost of replication. I'm talking about computer code, and I'm talking about media. And with those two tools and AI, which is essentially computer code, with these tools, you now have infinite leverage at your fingertips.
Yep.
80 years ago, the worst lumberjack compared to the best lumberjack might be, he's chopping 5 times as many trees, right? So there's a little bit of our leverage. Or a lumberjack and you give him a slightly sharper axe. Okay, now he's moving up. He's like 1.5x. Now we live in an age of infinite leverage where Mark Zuckerberg in a laptop can trillion X someone else's same output with that same laptop. And now we live in an age of infinite leverage. So use these tools. I'm not saying go learn to code, although that would be great. If you want to learn how to code, that's great. But you should probably do that if you have any kind of inclination to it. If you don't want to do that, make some content, make video content, make a podcast, spread it out. Guess what? YouTube is going to infinitely leverage your video. You make one video, they can make it where 1 billion people can see it, just like Gangnam Style. All right. YouTube leverage that to infinity almost. The last one, you don't want to do that. I'm weird behind the camera. I don't want to do that. I don't want to learn how to code. Use AI. You now have autonomous agents that can live in your pocket that can 1 million X your productivity. So we live in an age of infinite leverage. There's enough capital out there for everybody watching here to get rich. And I think we can. We just got to take these DZ witticisms and wisdom nuggets and encapsulate it into our own lives. And we can get there all together. Underrated, stimulate you. Robert, you stimulate me. Let's stimulate that like button. That's all I got. DZ out.